All right, hello and welcome to Juicy Joints. I think this class will surprise you a little bit. When you think about joint movement, you're probably thinking about sort of moving that joint in like a circle, up and down motion. And while we will be doing that, we will really be focusing on strengthening the surrounding muscles. You guys know that I talk about this all the time. So this is going to be challenging. There are going to be moments where you're going to be like, oh my gosh, but that is a good thing. We want to get to that point in our workouts and strengthening classes where we almost feel like we can't go anymore. So I want you to reach that point. Take a break at any moment. Go until you really can't anymore. Take a break and then carry on. Don't be discouraged by it. Be encouraged by it. So we're going to get started on our backs. And I just want you to bend your knees, maybe knock them together. Just really start to melt into the floor. Place your hands on top of your hips, wherever's comfortable. And we'll just take a few breaths here, just to really get into our bodies. Deep breath in through the nose. Big exhale, let it go. Deep breath in through the nose. Big exhale, let it go. Deep breath in through the nose. And a big exhale, let it go. Beautiful job. Bring your knees into your chest and then give your knees a nice big hug. Maybe rock from side to side, massaging the low back. Let it feel good. And just try to keep that nice, slow, deep breath that we were practicing. There will be moments where you'll breathe a little bit heavier, but just really thinking about breathing in deeply through the nose, exhaling, really creating that control with the body. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to lift your chest all the way up towards your knees. Now, my knees are a little bit further from my chest than I want yours to be, just because I have a microphone here in my pocket and I don't want to squish it. So really bringing your knees towards your chest as much as possible, lifting the chest as high as it can go, and then tucking in the chin, almost like you're going to bring the forehead to your knees. They don't have to touch. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to straighten your legs out in front of you and your arms back behind you, holding your core exactly where you are. Inhale, hug your knees. Exhale, extend. Inhale, hug. It's very hard to talk and do it at the same time. And extend. Inhale, hug. Exhale, extend. Continue like this. 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful job. Now hug your knees into your chest here, keeping your chest elevated. Your shoulders are off the floor. And you're going to straighten your right leg out in front of you. Feel free to shuffle as needed. And then you're going to straighten your left. Right, left, right, left. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job. Hold here. Hug both your knees into your chest. You got this. Last round. Bring your palms to either side of you on the mat. You're going to extend and push your heel up towards the sky. You'll send your right leg out long out in front of you, and then you'll bring your right knee back into the chest. Extend and push the heel up all the way out, and then knee to chest. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Powerful for that hip joint. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Extend that left foot all the way up to the sky, flexing the foot, and then extend that left leg out long. Hug the knee into the chest.
and extend. Keep going. 4, 3, you got this. Last 2, and last 1. Extend it out, hug your knees into your chest, squeeze, and then let go. Relax your shoulders back on the mat. Maybe your neck feels quite tense here. Don't worry about that. We're strengthening all the surrounding muscles. So that's amazing for the hip joint, amazing for the knees, amazing for the ankles. Maybe rock from side to side, kind of loosening up after all the hard work that we just did. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, float your feet back down towards the mat. So we're bending our knees again. And I want your ankles to be kind of close to your bum here. I want you to be able to graze your ankles with your fingertips. Maybe just walk your shoulder blades a little closer. I want you to really lengthen through the spine here. Tuck the pelvis in ever so slightly so that your back becomes flush with the mat, and engage your core. Deep breath in. As you exhale, make sure that you keep your pelvis in that same position as you lift the hips all the way up. So you're creating a little bit of a line from your hips down to your knees, and I don't want your knees to splay out. Keep them in line with the hips. And then we're going to roll, tucking in the pelvis, coming all the way back down. You'll feel a little bit of a stretch in the front of the hips here as well. So we're going to lift up and then roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing those hips back down. Lift up as high as you can. Roll all the way down. There goes my microphone falling out. Trying to have it in my pocket. We got this. Lifting up, lower down. Last 2. Very slow movements to gain control of those muscles around the joints. Very, very important for lubrication as well. Now we're going to lift back up. You're squeezing those glutes. You're lifting your hips as high as they can possibly go. You've got your hands on either side of you. And you want to really maybe just walk those shoulder blades together again in case they kind of fell back out, just so that we have a lot of extension in the neck as well. Now from here, I want you to lift and kick your right heel up towards the sky, and don't let that right hip fall. So you're lifting it up. You want your hips to be in line with one another, and you don't want them to be sort of lopsided. So we've got that right foot facing the ceiling. Very tricky already. Now, a lot like what we did earlier, you're going to extend that right foot out. Then you're going to hug your right knee into your chest. Push that heel up towards the sky and extend it out. We're here for 5. 4, you got this. Keep squeezing, keep lifting. 3, last 2, last 1, you got this. Push, extend, hug that knee into the chest, step it back, lift your hips up as high as they can possibly go. You'll feel a little bit of a break on that left glute, and we're going to do the same thing on the right. On the left. So now you're going to push that left foot all the way up. Make sure your hips are in line with one another. It's very, very tricky. You'll extend that foot out, hug the left knee into the chest, flex and push, extend, knee to chest, flex, push, lift. Don't let yourself fall. Even my hips are falling. Totally normal. 3, 2, last 1 coming up here, guys. Bring that foot back down. Lift the hips as high as they can possibly go. And then roll back down. Hug your knees to your chest. Take a break. Whew. Very tricky. We've got a lot of strengthening surrounding those hips. Amazing for hip mobility. Essential for hip mobility, honestly. You've got to have strong hips. Place your hands on top of the knees and then kind of just draw some circles, opening them out and around in front of you, drawing them back, out and around. Since they are so activated, lubricated, this should feel a little easier than usual. Maybe when you're moving your hips, they feel kind of like a few sort of those sharp pains, and you're just like, why do I feel like I can't move my hips? And often these exercises really wake them up. You have that lubrication. It's like when a door starts creaking, it needs some oil. So we have done that with our hips, and we will continue to do so with our hips. All right. From here, send your right leg out long, hugging the left knee into the chest. We'll just draw that left knee up and over to come into supine twist. Your shoulder blades are glued to the mat here. Send your gaze over to the left. Noticing any sensations in the body. We're just waking up the spine ever so slightly here. Core strength is also extremely important for mobility. So of course, with those movements, we're really activating the core. You need to have that strong, firm foundation, which is the core, of course, holding up most of your body. And our core is connected to our back, our hips, our shoulders, everything. So we want to make sure that that's strong, mobile, and that's really how you'll get those juicy joints. Bring the left knee back into the chest. Hug both your knees into your chest. Extend that left leg out long, and then we'll guide the right knee up and over, gluing your shoulders to your mat, and send your gaze over to the right. Should feel very nice. Keeping those breaths nice and deep, nice and long. Bring your knee back into your chest. Bring your left knee into your chest, and then from here we'll rock and roll to come up to tabletop position. Just putting my microphone back in its place. And we'll meet in tabletop, wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Maybe rock from side to side, just find some movement that feels good for you here. And once you've found a nice solid foundation, inhale, draw the belly button down towards the mat as you send your gaze out in front of you, cow pose. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, round the spine, push the shoulder blades away from one another. Inhaling to arch. Exhale, round. Let's continue here for another 5 breaths. I really want you to close your eyes and think about the movement that's taking place in your spine when you're doing cat-cow motion. Visualizing the synovial fluid being released, lubricating the spine. And this can actually really help the process when you're visualizing it happening, encouraging it with good positive thoughts. Last 2. Last one. Beautiful job. From here, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out your feet here. Do any movement that feels good again. Maybe you rock your chest from side to side. Sorry, I got hair in my face. It is summer, so Rue is shedding like there is no tomorrow. I can't believe it. It's like 2 of her exist when I brush her. It just turns into a big, giant ball of fur. I have like tumbleweeds in my home. All right, deep breath in. Big exhale, draw the chest closer to your knees. Deep breath in. Exhale, draw that chest closer. Beautiful job. From here, inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky, but I want you to keep your hips square and your right foot flexed. Deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly hug your right knee into your chest. We're taking this really, really slow. Once again, activating, strengthening all those muscles. And then from here, flex that right foot, and then you're going to step the right foot on the outer right side of your mat, so on the outside of the right hand. And then from here, we'll just drop that left knee down. We're coming straight into lizard. Draw your hips down towards the mat. Lift and lengthen the spine and send your gaze out in front of you. Inhale. As you exhale, try to draw those hips closer to the mat. Beautiful job. Inhale. Exhale, draw the hips closer. Last one, inhale. Exhale, draw them closer. All right. Tuck your left toes again and then lift that left knee up. From here, we're going to step straight into Malasana. So however you need to get there, feel free to kind of modify. You can come up a little bit more and then just step that left foot on the outside of the left side of the mat as well. And then just come straight into Malasana, your version. Deep breath in, drawing those knees out. If you let go of pushing your elbows into your knees, I want your knees to stay in the same place. So rather than kind of really forcing them open, I want you to use the strength in your hips to draw them out on either side of you. Deep breath in. We won't even allow the elbows to be there. And exhale, sink lower. Now, as you inhale, we're going to lift all the way up to standing. As you exhale, we're slowly going to come back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You got this. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now come all the way back up. Beautiful job. From here, we're going to start focusing on our ankles. So you can keep your feet exactly where they are. If you need to shuffle, that's totally fine. But from here, I want you to lift your heels off the ground and try to keep your ankles nice and straight. So what I mean by that is sometimes we kind of sickle the foot, and I'm guilty of this very much so. That's what I do on a day-to-day basis. It's just one of those things with my anatomy. So if you struggle with that, this is also extra important because you want to strengthen those ankles. And it's actually one of the most important things and neglected things in our body because, of course, we walk with our ankles. We do everything with our ankles. So we want to make sure that they are strong and healthy and lubricated. So these are called releves. Spread your toes out nice and wide. Really activate the ankles here and push through the toes as you lift up, trying to really avoid that sickle. And as you can see, it's happening to me. I just want you to really think about not letting it happen. Lifting up, lower down, trying your best. Up, down, we're here for 10, 9, take it nice and slow, 8, 7, you'll feel it in your calves, 6, ooh, the sickle, 5, sometimes bringing your weight forward can really help, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Now lift all the way up, stay up on your toes, and then bend your knees. We're coming into a squat, only going down halfway. Lift up. Lots of balance here, very, very difficult. Focus on one point, lower down, and up. If you fall, it's okay. Get back up, try again. This will be very, very difficult, especially if this is your first time, but that's important, right? That's how we can really improve. We need to do those difficult things. Last 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back, lower those heels down, shake out your feet. Let them take a little break. You should really be feeling it on the outside of the ankles, the calves as well. This is amazing. It's a good thing. Maybe draw some circles with your ankles. Let them know they did a good job. Roll the other way. Just shaking it out, whatever feels good for you in this moment. And we'll come back to Tadasana with our feet on either side of the mat. In 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Bring your palms to touch and then float your hands down to your sternum. Deep breath in. As you exhale, we're coming back into those Malasana squats. Lower all the way down. Lift it up. Lower down. Lift it up. Down. Up. Last 3. Really drawing those knees back. 2. Last 1. Up. Come all the way back down. Now from here, plant the palms. And what we're going to do is actually step back into lizard. Lower down that right knee and untuck the back toe. We're straight in lizard on the other side. Deep breath in, lift and lengthen the spine. Gaze out in front of you. Exhale, send those hips lower. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, send the hips lower. Last 1. Send them lower. Okay, beautiful job. From here, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and then we're actually going to just push straight back into 3-legged dog with those square hips, left toes facing the mat. So we started with the 3-legged dog on the other side, but we kind of did it in reverse. And then lower your left toes down, and then just draw your chest towards your knees here. Deep breath in. And exhale, draw even closer. Now from here, I want you to lift up onto your toes. So your heels are lifting, and then you're going to draw your heels back down. Lift it up. Draw it down. Really watch your ankles here for that sickle. You want your ankles to be straight. Don't let your ankle go out to the side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down, drawing your chest towards your knees so you really open up the shoulders here. Last one, up and down. Now come up onto your heels, and then from here you're going to tuck your pelvis in, much like we did in that bridge pose, and then you're going to bring your weight forward, rippling forward into plank. Deep breath in. Now as you exhale, push, arching your hips up towards the sky, pushing back, rippling back. Come high to the ball mounds of the feet and ripple forward into plank. Arching the spine, pushing the hips back and up towards the sky. Ripple forward, last one. And then push it back. Ripple forward. And stay in plank. Option here, we're going to do a few rounds of push-ups. Now your option, you can stay with your knees up or you can lower them down. My choice is to lower them down. Now from here, we're going to work on really strengthening the arms, the shoulders, the elbows, and the wrists. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to lift up onto our fingertips and then we'll push it back down. So lifting up, down, 9, 8, 7, very tricky. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Beautiful job. From here, bring your hands just beneath your shoulders here. They can be in line, maybe a little bit forward, but the main thing that I want is for you to be able to hug your elbows into your chest as you lower halfway down and then push back up. So hugging the elbows in and up, in, down and up. Breathe. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Push all the way back up. Now from here, you're going to walk your hands out as wide as the mat here. Deep breath in. As you exhale, lengthen the spine. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push up. Inhale, down, push up, down and up, down and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push back, child's pose. Drawing your chest down towards the mat. Beautiful job. From here, send your gaze out to the front of the mat. And then you're going to draw your elbows into your chest as you lower down halfway and you've got the lower body down. And then push back, child's pose. Lower down halfway, like a chaturanga, and push back. Lower down, push back. Feel free to go at your own pace here. And back, let's do 5 more. 5. 4. 3. Last 2. Last 1. Beautiful job. Push back, child's pose. Rest your forehead on the mat. Acknowledge all of the hard work that you just did. Notice the sensations in all the joints in your body. Deep breath in. Big exhale, melt into the ground. Beautiful job. I will see you guys in the next class.